This video sponsored by Eduquest.
The struggle to find courses that truly speak your language, it's finally over. Welcome to Eduquest, where learning is made just for you. At Eduquest, we bring you a wide range of online courses, from career building programs to skill boosting masterclasses, all in your regional language. Because we believe language should never be a barrier to success. Our courses are tailor made after understanding what today's learners really need. So why wait? Start learning the smarter, simpler way only with Eduquest. Visit eduquest.courses and explore your next course today. And hey, don't miss out on our exciting offers and promotions.
Early formation and expansion. In the last quarter of 1906, Madras, now Chennai, was hit by the worst financial crisis the city was ever to suffer. Of the three best-known British commercial names in 19th century Madras, one crashed, a second had to be resurrected by a distress sale, and the third had to be bailed out by a benevolent benefactor. Arbuthnot Co., which failed, was considered the soundest of the three. Paris, now Eve Paris, may have been the earliest of them, and Binney and Co.'s founders may have had the oldest associations with Madras, but it was Arbuthnot, established in 1810 as that was the city's strongest commercial organization in the 19th century. A key figure in the bankruptcy case for Arbuthnot's was the Madras lawyer V. Krishnaswamy Iyer, who founded the Indian Bank, which was an offshoot of nationalistic fervor and the Swadeshi movement, when the then British Arbuthnot Bank collapsed and the Indian Bank emerged. Mr. V. Krishnaswamy Iyer solicited the support of the Nagrathar Chettiars authored by Mr. Ramsamy Chettiar, who was Annamlai Chettiar's elder brother. Shri V. Krishnaswamy Iyer and Mr. Ramsamy Chettiar were one of the first directors of Indian Bank. Later on, in 1915, Mr. Annamlai Chettiar was inducted into the board of the Indian Bank. It commenced operations on 15 August 1907, with its head office in Paris Building, Parry Corner, Madras. In 1932, Indian Bank opened a branch in Colombo. It opened its second branch in Ceylon in 1935 at Jaffna, but closed it in 1939. IB next opened a branch in Rangoon, Burma, in late 1940s. Then in late 1941, IB opened branches in Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Ipoh, and Penang. The exigencies of war forced Indian Bank to close its Singapore and Malayan branches with months. The closing of the Singapore branch resulted in little loss to IB. The loss of the branches in Malaya was much more costly. World War II resulted in further financial problems for Indian Bank, and it was forced in 1942 to close a number of its branches in India, and also its branch in Colombo. After the war, in 1947, it reopened its branch in Colombo. Indian Bank also reopened its branches in Burma, Malayan and Singapore, the last in 1962. The Burmese government nationalized all foreign banks, including Indian Bank's branch, in 1963. The 1960s saw Indian Bank expand domestically as it acquired Rayalaseema Bank, EST 1939, Mannargudi Bank, EST 1932, Bank of Algapuri, Salem Bank, EST 1925, and Trichy United Bank. Trichy United was the result of the 1965 merger of Vorayur Commercial Bank, EST 1948, the Palakkarai Bank, and the Tenor Bank, EST 3rd March. These were all small banks with the result that all the acquisitions added only about 38 branches to IB's network. Trichy United had 5 branches, and its acquisition in 1967 brought the number of Indian Bank branches up to 210. Then on 19 July 1969, the Government of India nationalized 14 top banks, including Indian Bank. One consequence of the nationalization was that the Malaysian branches of nationalized Indian banks were forbidden to continue to operate as branches of the parent. At the time, Indian Bank had 3 branches, and Indian Overseas Bank and United Commercial Bank had 8 between them. In 1973, the 3 established United Asian Bank Berhad to amalgamate and take over their Malaysian operations. Post-nationalization, Indian Bank was left with only 2 foreign branches, one in Colombo and the other in Singapore. International expansion resumed in 1978 with Indian Bank becoming a technical advisor to PT Bank Rama in Indonesia. The result of the merger of PT Bank Masyarakat and PT Bank Ramayan. 2 years later, Indian Bank, Bank of Baroda, and Union Bank of India established IUB International Finance, a licensed deposit taker in Hong Kong. Each of the 3 banks took an equal share in the joint venture. Indian Bank's chairman became the first chairman of IUB International Finance. In May 1980, SIB also opened a foreign currency unit at its branch in Colombo. In 1981, Indian Bank set up its first regional rural bank, Sri Venkateshwar Gramina Bank, in Chittoor. In 1983, ethnic sectarian violence in the form of anti-Tamil riots resulted in the burning of Indian Overseas Bank's branch in Colombo. Indian Bank, which may have had stronger ties to the Singhalese population, escaped unscathed. In 1990, Indian Bank rescued Bank of Tanjore, Bank of Tanjavur, EST 1901, with its 157 branches, based in Tamil Nadu. A multi-crore scam was exposed in 1992, when then Chairman M. Gopalakrishnan lent 13 billion rupee to small corporates and exporters from the south, which the borrowers never repaid. Bank of Baroda bought out its partners in IUB International Finance in Hong Kong in 1998. Apparently, this was a response to regulatory changes following Hong Kong's reversion to Chinese control. IUB became Bank of Baroda, Hong Kong, a restricted license bank. In June 2015, business of the bank crossed the milestone target of 3 lakh rupees crore, $34 billion. On 30th August, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced that Allahabad Bank would be merged with Indian Bank. The proposed merger would create the 7th largest public sector bank in the country with assets of 8.08 lakh rupees crore, $92 billion. The Union Cabinet approved the merger on 4th March 2020. Indian Bank assumed control of Allahabad Bank on 1st April 2020. Key milestones: 1907. The bank was incorporated on 5th March 1907 under the Indian Companies Act, 1882, as Indian Bank Limited and commenced operations on 15th August 1907. 1932, the bank opened its Colombo branch. 1941, the bank opened its Singapore branch. 1962, the bank acquired the Rayalaseema Bank, the Bank of Algapuri, the Salem Bank, the Mannargudi Bank and the Trichy United Bank. 1969, the bank was nationalized. It was appointed as the lead bank for 9 districts in the states of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala, and the Union Territory of Pondicherry. 1970, the head office of the bank was shifted to its own building. 1981, the first regional rural bank sponsored by the bank, Sri Venkateshwar Gramina Bank, was founded. 1989, Indian Bank Merchant Banking Services was incorporated as a subsidiary. Hikan Zero, Bank of Tanjavur Limited, with 157 branches, was amalgamated. 1991, India Bank Housing Limited was incorporated as a subsidiary. 1994, India Fund Management Limited was established to manage the operations of Indian Bank Mutual Fund. 2006-7, the bank entered into a strategic alliance with Oriental Bank of Commerce and Corporation Bank, 2012, scheme of amalgamation of MS India Fund Management Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of the bank with Indian Bank, 2020, 1st April 2022, Indian Bank and Allahabad Bank merged. The oldest joint stock bank in the country, Allahabad Bank, was founded on 24 April 1865 by a group of Europeans at Allahabad, at a juncture when organized industries, trade and banking were taking shape in India. Thus, the history of the bank now spreads over 3 centuries. Indian banks set the growth of personal loans. In India, the growth of personal loans is rapidly increasing, as per the report, and the new plan for the highest growth in the personal loan sector was set by the Reserve Bank of India, RBI.